Hello there, I'm Neurobax. Welcome to the sixth and final part of our Williams speedrun for Season 5, with races included. We're recording this on the start screen because I have some corrupted footage and the intro got corrupted, so we're doing a quick one here. But we're going to continue where we left off in part 5. We just finished the United States Grand Prix, I believe. And we're about to do the mid part before we head to Mexico. So yeah, I hope I remember correctly. We'll have to see. If not, I'll have to make this one a new. But thank you to everyone who's followed so far, and I hope you enjoy this final 6th part. Enjoy. And our inbox here tells us that we have points to use on our staff. So underfloor has been made really focused on. We're going to do the same for the rear wing, and then we're going to do the same for front wing, and then I think suspension. And I don't know which one we want to do, chassis or side pods. But we'll consider it when we get there. Let's get airflow management up. And that brings the bear to 87. And again, I'm a little bit unsure which one of these are the most effective ones, but airflow sensitivity is generally just for dirty aircon ring. Cooling is self-explanatory. And in general here, I think all these are good. Drag reduction and airflow management, mainly for speed, but also in terms of airflow, a little bit for cornering. Engineers do not have any points, sadly, but that's okay. And staff congratulates us on a race well done. Unless we're getting some more scouts through here. But yeah, I am scouting everyone just mainly to do the test, as I said. Test driver stats. How much do they really matter? Now, in terms of new gens, we haven't actually gotten anyone now, but I'm thinking that we will for next season, since we are promoting Push Air. Pick up a age 18 new gen and see if we can race a superstar, if you will. And Newman here could potentially have done pretty well, but he's 19, and we're going to try and see if we can get an 18-year-old. If there is not an 18-year-old up and running by... that sounds so wrong, sorry. If there's not one up and running by the end of the season, we'll sign someone on basically a 1-year contract. And this sounds really, really mean, basically a throwaway. So we can put someone else in that seat once we, you know, get a better option, if you will. We're gonna one driver in the top 2, what we're gonna guarantee here. And with that, I guess we're ready for the Mexican Grand Prix. Let's go. We start 18 and 20th. We had a engine penalty that we took for doing. And that put him in at the back there, but Piastri should have started 19th. Assume someone else got a penalty that pushes him forwards, which is good. We're going to be doing a one-stopper, but kind of split. We're going to go attack on the first stint, maybe extend it if we feel like we need to, and then we're just going to go standard on the final hard stint. So we'll be doing a one-stopper, but we'll be having a different amount of push on each stint.
This is it. Here we go with the Mexican Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Not the greatest start we've ever had. I say as we overtake. Overtake, lose, overtake
and
again.
A new position, just gained by Williams.
Piastri made it up to 15th, doing up to 18th. So a good start, all things considered. But yeah, we're going to be pushing on this first set of mediums. We're going to be burning some fuel, trying to make our way up the grid, really. And that'll be the goal. If we get stuck for too many laps, we'll do, manage ERS. But
it's a stonking lap.
I have a feeling we might not need to. Yeah, 13th now, 16th, 12th, really good.
Fastest lap.
And yeah, if we keep on moving up the grid like this, we'll be in a good position.
And there's an overtake.
Now, Magnussen is up into second, so this could be a very interesting race from Alpha. He almost managed to get away there. He had a second on Sainz. So potentially, he could get that gap and just sail off into the sunset, if you will. So this could be interesting for us to watch as well. Now, Piastri and Dune both made up to, close to top 10. Piastri 9th, Dune 11th. And we don't really need to do much micromanagement. They're handling everything on their own, which is good to see. And by the end of the stint, they might actually both be in the podium places, if not higher. Well, it would be difficult to be behind. That would be 1-2 really. But
Oh,
it might be
there's a
doable.
spin!
Especially considering some people are already started pitting, but I assume none of those ahead of us will. We have lost a bit more than we needed though, so we're going to tune it down to aggressive. And we might have to tune it down to standard here too, and just try and extend this stint to make it work. We're up into 5th and 6th place though, so still a good position to be in. Can't complain. And because we are as high, let's put it down to standard and make sure that we can maintain what we need to maintain here, if you will. Magnus actually has a couple of seconds out front, but Piastri is now gonna reel him in and ruin his day. We've entered the pit window, but we're gonna have to be pitting a little bit too early, which means that we probably will have to run conserve on our tires, sadly, at some point. Now, there is a bit of a gap here between Piastri and Dune. It's not a big gap, mind you, but it's... sorry, we need to go hard. It's big enough that we might be able to gamble something here, but I think Dune should be able to run one more lap on these. That's what I'm gambling on. And we're gonna do that. Give him one more lap on the mediums and see how that plays out for him. Hopefully not very bad. Still good. We managed to maintain 3rd and 4th, and in front of us both of them need to pit. Piastri 16 seconds, doing 19 off the leader. So net, we have 1-2, I dare say. And as I said, proven right there. Now we're going to tune both our cars down to conserve. I'm also going to allow Piastri to just go super conserve. And we're going to allow Dune to push a little bit more, so that we can get the DRS train started, and they can use that to maintain while we, you know, conserve fuel and make this race become victory, if you will. Well, certain victory. But as it looks now, looks pretty good. 1-2.
Okay, there's a big crash.
Big crash, no safety car. Did the Hasses knock each other out down there? No,
Here's
it
the
was
replay.
Russell.
Now, just watch the Mercedes here. A definite collision there.
Lock up and a light touch on the wall. That's probably an end plate gone. Maybe a little bit more. But as I said, we're going to allow our drivers here to just maintain. Magnussen is actually doing good there in 3rd, I dare say. He has a gap to Verstappen. In terms of time per lap, he's doing a little bit slower, actually. And Dune locked up and got sent into the stratosphere. But he...
They've locked up and gone straight on.
Still good. He maintains his position. And we should probably slow down Piastri here. And we will, because there's still half the race to go, and we want to... well, we want to, you know, make a little bit of development point gain here. Would be nice.
It's a stonking lap.
That should be good enough. Let's go back to standard. Let's put the ERS to neutral. And we're going to allow them to just keep working here.
Looks like there's been a lockup. We've just had a spin.
Magnussen is slowly getting reeled in though by Sainz, so it's going to be interesting to see if he can maintain his position towards the end. Last lap, Magnus actually gained 2/10 on Sainz, so could be that he's running away again. We'll have to see. But hopefully he'll get through Tsunoda. Okay, that's doing a spun, but Piastri has damage. That's not what I like to see. Tires are good on Piastri. Tires are not as good on Dune. Front left. Okay. Now, can you guys please start rolling again? Took a while to get up and running again, but we're gonna gamble here on
Look at the replay.
front
we
wing
see
damage
the
not being too
Williams
serious.
here. And there's the hit, and it's crystal clear who was.
That's a weird one. Doing with the penalty. Not too surprising. We could pit Doing here because the tire damage is high enough that he's going to be in trouble. I think we're just going to have to run him on light. And again, Piastri here, the minor front wing damage is still concerning, but not great enough that we'll need to pit, I think. So we're just going to leave things as is, and hopefully we can make something work here.
DRS is currently
the
disabled. DRS is currently disabled.
virtual is done. But yeah, that was a weird crash. Let's just be honest. And we'll have to see how we do in terms of both tire life and strategy, and of course the due in 5-second penalty. We need to gain a gap,
A firm on DRS.
and we might have to again just. I don't think Doohan can maintain this to the end. That's the thing. So let's see here. We tune this down. We're here. It should be doable, but it's also a concern. So let's just keep it as is for now. But in the worst case scenario, we might have to pit him here towards the end, and that's gonna suck a lot. But we need to gain a bigger gap then if we want to make that work. $16 laps, 20% percentage points to go until we get in trouble. I still think we can do it. Penalty is going to suck. It means Piastri is going to win. Basically guaranteed, unless he has... Okay, boys, I know you hate each other, but this is... this is just straight silly. And this is actually a great screenshot, so... excuse me while I take one. Boys. I don't know who I should blame here because that was Piastri locking up. The tire is gone, basically. The rear wing and suspension is minor damage. Okay, you need to pit. Get you in, get you on the mediums, and, you know, try and make something out of your race. He also has penalties, so if he gets into the pit first, it's gonna sting even more. Front wing has terminal damage. Okay, we're gonna... I don't know what is best here. Letting Doohan suffer for another lap on a shit back tire, or... letting Piastri in first. This is a rough one. No, I do not want to retire the car. I was considering delaying the pit stop. Let's see who gets going first, and of course, the crash wasn't over with, so there's more damage. Seems like Piastri is good. However, Doohan is done. Yeah, this is done. 2 punctures for 1. A ERS broken, a gearbox broken. This is a fresh engine. It was new for this race. And 3 parts of terminal damage. So, I assume Piastri could take some more damage. Let's see what happens. He too took more damage, yes. So both of them are out. He destroyed his gearbox, terminal damage to, well, major damage. He might not be out, but I think he's out. So, yes, that's a disappointment. A great disappointment, all things considered. And we didn't even get to see the biggest of the crash. Both of them are out.
It's a crash.
Boys,
More than one car.
what is this?
Let's see what happened there. Now we see the Williams here. That's the contact there.
They're now
Oh,
part of the
there's chaos on
grandstand.
the track.
To quote Steiner, we look like rock stars. Although he would
And
use
that
more
was
expletive...
a bitter blow for the team.
What's it called? Expletives?
Let's have a look.
Expletives?
Now
Basically,
we
would
see
be
the
more
Williams here.
aggressive on the wording.
They've lost control, and there's the crash.
That looks like straight out something out of Drive to Survive, though. Like, both of them just
That's
flying
going to
through the
be a
corner and into the
bulldozer.
wall. Well, nothing we can do. Both our drivers are out. This is actually potentially a gift for Magnussen, though. And we'll have to see if he can maintain once this race begins again. Both our drivers took 5-second penalties, and yeah, that's a proper yikes moment, really. But yeah, currently I'm rooting for Magnussen, really.
I think there's been a lockup.
Gonna be interested to see if he can make something out of this, because this double DNF, man, was rough. I was already a little bit annoyed that the June spun and they barely touched each other, and then Piastri just decides to punt them both into oblivion. Well, it was a good race up to that point. We'll have to take that with us, I guess. And Verstappen has decided that this is his opportunity to come back. Okay. Magnussen is now down to third. That sucks. Did his tires run out or something? No, he has the same tires as the others. But the Alpines, yeah, that's going to look good. Nice Verstappen fighting. Can you do something here, Magnussen? Let's enjoy Magnussen's final lap here. See if he can make something happen. A real shame that he got blocked there, because I think he could have made something work if it wasn't for that. Fine, selling off in the distance with this DRS. Lucky for him. Looks like, sadly, Magnussen will be only third here. Shame. He had a good chance to win here. Sainz will probably, win. But still a good race, all things considered. The Alpines will be very happy about how they performed. Why are you boys celebrating? And why are you getting out of your car?
Certainly didn't go well for the Williams.
Oh, wow. Why were they celebrating, and why was he getting out of his car? What was that? But yeah, Sainz first, Verstappen second, Magnussen third. Pretty good podium for the people involved, really. Alpine fourth and sixth, really good day for them. Mercedes fifth, Russell down in 12th, not the best day. Leclerc seventh, again a good day for Ferrari. Not super great, but still really good with the victory. We still snatched fastest lap. So at least we'll have that with us. AlphaTauri, both cars in the points. McLaren scoring points as well. So yeah, a bad day for us. A good day for everyone else, really. In terms of driver championship, we have a couple of changes here. Leclerc up into 5th, overtakes Russell. Magnussen is now up to 9th, overtaking Lando. And if he continues like this, he might climb a little bit more. But yeah, it'll be a bit of a challenge. But still, 3 podiums with Alpha. I say that's pretty good. He also had a pole position. In terms of constructors here, Ferrari gains a lot of points, but as you can see, standings are as they were. In terms of driver development, it's pretty bad, as you can see, due to, of course, our drivers crashing out. But it's just how it is. It's a disappointing performance from both, which isn't that surprising. Now, we didn't manage to finish position guarantee, which is, understandable. It's just how things are. But for some reason we got the finish position streak. I don't understand why. But if it's because both of us crashed out, then I'll take it, I guess. It's still a weird one. Racing has been researched, which is good. And the thing that I want to check here is we're going to go into the warehouse. Sorry, we're going to go to Car 1 powertrain. As you can see, he destroyed his gearbox, but I believe we have one more. So, again, no big concern, but he's not out of gearboxes for this season. Engine took a bit of a beating. This was fairly fresh. And as you can see, it now is below where we want it to be. But I think we're going to take a new engine next race anyways. We'll just have to see how the cost cap looks in terms of that. But yeah, it's rough. Now, doing on the other side. This is his freshest engine. It was new for this weekend, and it's down to 56%. So yeah, a pretty bad weekend, all things considered. In terms of the other pieces, his ERS is gone. We need a new one. Can't do anything about that. His gearboxes are also now all shot, so he's going to need a new one of that too. So we can expect a lot of money being used on that, and cost cap wise, we are running close to the end here. We still need to do research, so we might end up breaching for cost cap this season too, just because of the damage to the car, if you will. Now, Mark Rollins, up-and-coming driver. Sorry, we're not going to invest. Railwing research completed. Do we want to put another project into the railwing? Or do we want to start focusing the other things a bit? Now, as you can see here, we're just 15% average, basically, in retainment. 14% really. So, we're still going to lose a massive amount of stats, but it's the question, do we want to instead try and get the side pods back up and running? Because these are going to suffer a lot. And honestly, I think we have done as much as we can for the railwing. We're going to have to try and focus a little bit more on, you know, the side pods. We can't allow these pieces to fall too far behind the others. It's just gonna make us suffer. Also, in terms of the timetable here, we'll have to see if we can get another research in. But I'm thinking we'd do this, get the side pods up as well. We can, of course, always just solely focus on, you know, designing them next season, but we still need to maintain some sort of balance here. We're also going to go ahead and refurbish the CFD tunnel. And we're also going to go ahead and put some points in for push air, control, accuracy, point in each. And he's starting to look really, really good here. Yes, he has a point as well. Goes into control. Dune has a point, which we'll put into cornering. We might just be able to finish him here with the pace stats before, you know, letting him go. We have a new ATR period. I should probably put that into the railwing now I think about it. How are we looking in terms of car parts development, current projects? We have a chassis coming in 3 days, and this is a rough choice now because we're gonna have to probably spend ATR period on. It won't be side pods because we will not have time to do that. We're gonna have to cancel the side pod project here. And what we could do is also... we can't edit it. Yeah, that's something I didn't consider. We're going to cancel it. It's going to be a waste of money, but that's just how things are. And either we go rear wing here, and we invest ATR period in that, or we put it all into, say, side pod or suspension. That's really what I'm thinking here. Now, this would benefit us a lot. But it's again it's the benefit of having a rear wing that is so far ahead of other pieces worth, you know, not investing into them. I say you should focus on inflating your wings, but at some point investing into the other 3 pieces will be more beneficial to you than investing into your underfloor and your wings, depending on how far behind they are. And we might be actually reaching that point here. But we can intend to sign next season to catch up on that, so I think we are going to sacrifice this, and we'll just have to use intense design, and we'll be able to just barely make it here. Let's do it. We're gonna have to. I think we're gonna have to. It's just how things are. The ATR period is just that valuable for research. Of course, we could have put it into the side pods, but the more stats on your piece, the more gain from using, you know, the aerodynamics for research, really. That's what I'm getting at here. Now, chassis research has completed, which means we could, of course, use the chassis slot to do the rear wing. Now that I think about it, and I'm afraid. But we are going to have to focus side pods here. It's just how things are. We need to regain some of this loss, and this loss is the massive one. So we'll get one sidepod project done here, potentially. I don't think we'll get 2 done. We might get, you know, a shoddy one done. But it should still be okay here. Let's continue. We'll just have to see how our car stacks up next year, and then we can make a, you know, a consideration of whether I made a big mistake or not. Now, because of the crash here, we're also in a pickle, because we're going to have to spend money on manufacturing pieces that we don't really have the money to manufacture. Front wings, as you can see, completely busted. Suspensions are busted. And, again, the money here towards the cost cap is a concern. So, we're going to gamble here on just having 3 spare wings, if you will. And what was the last thing? A rear wing. We have 3. We're going to have to get 1 more. How we're looking now in terms of cost cap, 9.6, and we're probably going to have to spend 4 or 5 million on new parts towards the end of this season as well. So it's not the best scenario, really, but it is what it is, and we'll just try to have to make the best out of it. Let us continue on to Brazil. We'll have some manufacturing projects done, but other than that, I don't think we'll have too much going on here. October financial report, monthly car development. We're moving up on the cooling without doing anything, which is concerning. Rowing has been manufactured. Gearbox, ERS, gearbox. Yeah, I know. It's because we crashed. We'll fix it once we get to the racing location. Front wing. Memorabilia room in poor condition. Everything is just striking us. But yeah, that both our drivers out crash is the risk you run by having them, you know, overtake each other. And, well, I am a bit upset, but it's just how the game happens. It's the cost of doing what we did. Let's get on though to the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, and hopefully we'll do better here. And as you can see, we're starting 18-19, getting bumped up due to, well, penalties. But we're going to have to take penalties of our own after that disastrous showing last time. We're doing a new ARS, a new gearbox, and for Piastri, nothing new. We're just going to use that final gearbox, and we're just going to have to stick with that. So, no concerns there. We might have to get him a new ARS, but I think we're just going to run with a damaged ARS, potentially, for the last couple of races. We still have 2 races to go after this, I believe. This is, no, this is race 21. There's only 1 race after this, so we should be good. Sorry, I got a little bit confused there. We'll be doing a 2-stopper, medium, medium, hard. And we will potentially be going aggressive here on the first stint, and aggressive on the final stint. So that is the plan. We'll see how this plays out for us, but unless they bump heads again, I say we should be good. Let's get going, and as you can see, Ewan is going to take penalties, so he'll be sitting at the back of the grid there.
Who will win? Only time will tell. Here at the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. It's lights out, and away we go.
Okay, let's see if we can get a decent start here. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I was concerned there for a second. Doohan has already overtaken Norris. So,
And a new
an okay
position,
start. Let's see if we
just gained by
can
Williams.
keep it going.
DRS enabled.
And I would assume that we can get show here on the straight. Well, we're moving up. I don't know if it was on the straight or not,
Oh,
because
did
I
someone run wide
hit the
there?
button a bit too hard.
Very good. Lap time out good. Lap time out good.
Yes, we got Schumacher, Doohan in 17th. And, yeah.
And there's an overtake
So far, a
from
very good
Williams.
start, all things considered. Piastri now up into 11th, Doohan 14th. And as I said, we're basically at a point where we can just allow our drivers to do things, so we don't really need to help them a lot. So,
That's a stonking lap.
I'm really looking forward to 1.7. It should be out today. I'm currently recording this Friday morning, my time. And, yeah, later today, we're probably going to, again, be starting the save. We are still going to be doing the final season for this one, though. So, well, final. The 6th season. I won't say final anymore because it never becomes final. And that is the way I curse things. But yeah, halfway through our, well, mediums totally. But as you can see, we are struggling a bit. We're using way more tire life, at least for doing. And we should. We're going to go to standard here so that we can stretch them a bit. And just as I said that, we have an accident, which could potentially be a safety car here. But it's not, so we're good. 5 cars involved. Well, I guess that also is the soft runners, because 5 cars involved would be insanity.
Sounds like a few cars have crashed. Let's take a closer look. Now just take a look at the McLaren.
Could be 5 cars involved.
Oh no! And there's the crash. Mark my
Yeah, that
words,
was
there'll be questions asked about that later.
potentially 5 cars involved, so my bad. VSC ending. We could actually make a move here if we want to be really ballsy.
VSC ending, VSC ending, VSC ending.
And could just not pull it off, sadly. Fuel wise we're good, tire life we're good. Gonna suffer a little bit on that next stint most likely, but worst case now we'll just have to run the hard zone normal mode. Well, standard as it is. In terms of tire usage, I think we are going to be pitting Duan this lap and give Piastri an extra one to run on. So let's get Duan in this lap for his second set of mediums. And we'll be getting Piastri in now on... We'll just do this one. Play it safe.
Did somebody spin out there?
Magnussen with the spin out. That's a bit of a shame. He also has a penalty. And we're 9th and 10th after our pits. So we're looking good. We're also going to tune down fuel usage to balance here, just to be safe. And let's see here how we'll continue in future. 4th and 5th.
Fastest lap.
Potentially even higher with, you know, the pit stops. And we're now in net first. So I think... No, we're not in net first. But now we're in net first. If Albon can actually, you know, latch onto us, that would benefit him greatly. But I think that's going to be a bit of a challenge for him, as you can see. So we have now pulled away. We just need to make these tires last. We could tune them down if we feel the need. But we have almost 5 seconds now down to 3rd place. And unless they do the same they did in Mexico, we should have a fairly straightforward, well, trip here to first. Sorry, to the end of the race. Could also burn a little bit of fuel. We have a lot extra, so I think we'll just play it safe. We don't lose too much time to 3rd place, which is our concern. Even if we have extra fuel here. Russell actually doing pretty good lap times here. Well, I take that back now. He's 6/10 behind Duan. He was very close on the previous one. This looks like there's back markers involved, so this is about a lap then. Probably overtakes. You can see, so sometimes they stay put, sometimes we gain. Now, as you can see, we are going to struggle to make these stints last, especially for Duan on his hard set here. Gonna be rough, and we're gonna gamble and give him one more lap. This lap will be his final, and I'll go into the hard, and for Piastri it will be, well, a couple of laps more, really.
I think that was a crash.
Science has
Here's
crashed.
the replay. Okay, here's the Ferrari. Oh, a nasty crash there.
Lock up into the wall. That's rough.
Okay, there's a big crash.
But we're also going to be pitting Piastri this lap just to be safe, really. And worst case scenario, we'll have to run it, well, Duan here and Piastri a bit more conservatively. But I think we'll be good. We can make changes towards the end.
Lap.
And for now, we are again good. I think we should still be able to make something work here. We could also burn more tire life if we feel the need, but for now it's okay. Albon is doing a really good race here, but he's going to have to pit, and that's going to push him pretty far down the pecking order here. And in front of him, there's, again, 2 cars that need to pit. So he's still up in 6th, which is good for an Alpine. Sorry, it's not an Alpine, it's AlphaTauri. I got a little bit confused there. But yeah, we're doing good so far. We can just allow things to progress as is. And we have a lot of overtakes, which is both dangerous but also beneficial. We basically have the championships wrapped up. So the only real consequence of crashing out is financial in terms of car parts, but we might just have to run the next race with shitty parts instead to make up for it. But again, it's not a massive concern. We have a pit stop also on third place now, basically. I say we have a pit stop on around the 20-second mark. We need a little bit more usually, so... Oh. That'd be a front wing gone. And rear wing looks good, so... That's a bit of a shame. We're up. Now we're going to be down. Let's see, how many laps are left? 10. Okay, let's get him onto the softs then. I could have seen that here too. Let's get onto the soft. We're going to have to switch the wing. And hopefully here we can make something work. Will he come out in second? No, comes out in 6th. 10 laps to go. 10 seconds up to second place. Can we make something work here? Now, the benefit to us is that we've actually saved some fuel, so we can just go attack and push. Let's see how quickly Gasser can make his way back up to
take a look at the
second place.
Now we see the Williams here. They've lost control.
At least they had
the
gaps
crash.
between them, so that's good. They didn't take each other out. Well, Piastri take Doohan out again, if you will.
Seems
We
to
can
have been a
be
lockup.
fairly happy with that. Now, catching up to the rest of the field is going to be rough here, as you can see. So, I know the front wing has been, destroyed. We've already fixed it. But thank you, like 5 laps after it happened. Yeah, those delayed messages might need a little bit of work. 4 laps to go, we caught up to Ocon. If we can get him this lap, we might be able to make something work. Tires are severely overheating though, so we can't tune it down to aggressive. It'll probably be a bit better. But we are struggling to get past Ocon, and that could actually ruin the chances here of getting up to the podium places, if you will.
One more lap.
So let's watch Piastri's last lap here from the cockpit view and see if he can make something happen against the cars in front, Verstappen and Russell. They're blocking him in fairly well, all things considered. Piastri should just follow Verstappen there, honestly. Got one of them. Getting Verstappen though is going to be a bit challenging, I think. Oh, maybe
And
not.
a new position, just gained by Williams.
What a move. That was actually kind of impressive. Well... Oh, Verstappen got him! Or did he? I thought it was a done deal, that's on me. But I gave him everything he could have anyway, so it didn't really matter, but... This is a bit concerning. This is time to leader, and he's a 10th ahead of Verstappen, so... That's a bit weird. I might have to go back there. I probably shouldn't have gone 60 next there. I thought it was done. I didn't think Verstappen would be able to get back at us, but he clearly did. Now, Hadjar actually scored points. What? Okay, that's impressive. Verstappen in second, Russell 4-5 for Mercedes, good. Albon scores points for Alpha in 6th place, Leclerc in 7th. Bad race for Ferrari altogether. Red Bull can be happy with Verstappen's placement, but not Norris's. And also the Alpine and Aston Martin scoring points is quite surprising, but yeah. This is disappointing there from Piastri. Good race from Doohan. Getting to, the top place there. In terms of championship, Russell moves up 1 point. 1 point, 1 position. Goes past Leclerc. Constructors, no changes, but, well, sorry, 1 change. AlphaTauri overtakes Aston. I was focusing on the top there, my apologies. in terms of driver development, we did very well. For the most part of the race, after we made it to the front, our drivers were doing the, you know, overtaking each other for XP thing. And they had very decent gains here. In terms of money, the same 5.2 million that we usually get, because we either take one driver in top 2 or fastest lap. And we have manufactured a suspension. So that should be good. In terms of news, nothing in particular. And we now have CLP refurbishment completed. And then we have the final car part test center in full condition. Let's get that. But as I said, now we have the final race in 2 days, which should be okay. Chassis manufactured means that we have reserve parts, but we don't really need them unless we have, you know, a lot of accidents in practice. In terms of cost cap, we still have 7 million to play with. So I believe all the emergency purchases we've done this year is extra components. We can be happy with that. And in terms of the finances here, our monthly balance has changed a little bit because we are now spending a lot more on our drivers. And well, this is gonna probably get a bit worse too once we sign per share onto a proper deal. He's probably gonna get the same, so you can expect this number to double, basically 3.3 million, because we have to cut away Ruin's current cut, if you will. So we'll still make profits, but they just won't be as big, and the most of the money that we make during the season is going to come from races. Fastest lap should be doable, and with that, let's head over to the last Grand Prix of the season. We are starting 16 and 18 due to a lot of people taking penalties. We'll be doing a 2-stopper, attack, medium, hard, medium. We'll probably have to go down to aggressive though, because this is one of those races where you start with less fuel than what you need. And we have good setups, really. So let's get into this. Let's see how Dune's final race will be for us will be. And hopefully Piastri won't stand him into a wall.
Clear skies tonight. Anything could happen. It's the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
Lights out and away we go. You can see Norris is down here, Sainz at the back. Probably due to, in part, the crash last race. Piastri had a pretty good start here, already up 3 positions.
That was good.
I'm thinking that we go balanced on fuel because we already have a negative fuel delta.
We will leave co, please.
So as you can see, it's getting more and more negative. We also have severe overheating of the tires, so we're going to go down to aggressive, which we're perfectly happy with because, again, it's going to be on the edge. Okay, never mind.
Let's see what happened there.
What happened to
Now
Piastri
we
here?
see the Williams here.
Okay, Piastri got hit from behind and he went into another car.
And the team had such high hopes
That's
today. What a shame.
That's a shame, yeah. Now, how are you doing? Your tire are gone. The back rear one, yeah. So we're gonna have to switch for new tires. Minor damage to front, rear, and suspension. That is gonna suck. So I think we go straight onto the hards. We run it standard, probably, because even if we run a hard, a medium, and a soft, it will not get to the end of the race on attack. So I think we run it standard. We try and catch up to the back of the grid. We try and make something happen during, you know, we have a penalty. We got hit in the back, which made us hit other people. That sucks. But yeah, we will be running standard basically, because again, we need the tires to last if we're going to make anything work here. Now, what about the rest of the people who were involved in that? How do we have a penalty, but not the guy who, you know, bombed us? That does not make any sense. We also have a safety car, so... Okay, Stroll and Giovinazzi are both out, so... I guess that explains why we didn't, you know, get punished. Sorry, why we... Well, there we go. Giovinazzi has a penalty. Stroll also has a penalty.
There's been contact.
Let's see what happened here.
Several cars involved. Let's have a look.
Okay, so... There were 4 cars involved in that. I see. So anyone that hit anyone else just gets a penalty, I guess, is the thing here. But with a safety car, we're actually not in a super shitty position But we're still not in a great position, so it's a better one for sure, because we also got the penalty done. But it's still not great. We are going to have to make these hards last to, again, probably lap 30-ish. And we could potentially try and stretch the mediums to the end. We also need to remember we have suspension damage, we have rear wing damage, and as a result of that, we are going to suffer. As you can see, even if we try, we can't really stretch the mediums. We would have to run negative durability. What we could do is this. Try and conserve the mediums at the end. I guess we're going to have to try that. So we might conserve the hards too a bit. But for now, we're just going to allow things to go as they have. And, well, the people around us all have better tires, except for Hadjar. Surprised he didn't pit. He was probably the other...
Safety car in this lap.
The other piece of the puzzle in that big crash. So, bit of a shame. Nothing we can do, though. And we'll have to see if Piastri can make his way up. And he can. Ocon had a bit of a spinner, I think.
Stay firm on DRS.
We'll have to see if Piastri can keep on climbing. It's doing well up into 11th. And, yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure.
And there's an overtake from Williams.
Piastri's moving up in the world, up to 15th.
You're doing very good. Lap time are good. Lap time are good.
Oh, another safety car. And with that, do we want to do anything? No. We're actually happy that there is another safety car, because that means we'll be able to Tsunoda it's out. Means we'll save some tire life. Which sounds harsh, like it is, but it's also the truth. Piastri's ran wide.
We've just had a crash on
I don't think he lost too much, so we're good.
Let's take a closer look. Now just focus on the Haas. A definite collision there.
That looks just straight up like the brakes failed. Did they update the game while I was playing? We have technical DNFs now? Brake failure?
Safety car in this lap.
That would be pretty good, though, in all honesty. Oh, Piastri spun.
Oh, we've had a spin.
Running wide, spinning, having generally just a bad day. Did he damage his car anymore? Nope. But of course, having damage to your rear wing, and also your suspension is gonna mess with you a bit. Just how things are. Now, with all these pit stops, we are getting moved forwards in terms of positions. But still not great. Let's just say it like that.
That's a stonking lap.
And of course, we are going to allow Duan here to just make these mediums last for as long as possible. That will be the goal. He's currently up into 3rd. Never mind, he's down to 4th, because I curse everyone right now whenever I open my mouth. So yeah, most of our drivers are kind of having a mare here.
Now we see the Williams here.
Well, at least he didn't hit anyone. He got back into it just having lost 1 position. Just a bit of time, which is understandable. We're going to do one more. Well, we're going to be pitting this lap onto the hard. And hopefully that'll be a decent enough strategy. Comes out in 9th. Piastri still has made his way up to 5th now. Still doesn't have a super good pace, all things considered, but we will only be doing 1 more pit stop. I assume that goes for everyone who went onto the hard as well. So we'll have to see how his pace is compared to, say, Leclerc. And seems to be about equal, of all things. So a bit slower for Magnussen, a bit slower from Verstappen.
And a new position.
Actually, way slower. Yeah, Piastri's going to struggle here towards the end of the race due to damage, I think. So that's a bit sad. Just how things are. Now, we could have Duan here just run a bit more safely, if you will. But he's gaining so much too on Piastri here that he will be able to probably just sail away. And we'll just do another pit stop to be safe. Now, Piastri is getting closer to his pit stop. And then we'll have to see what we do with the mediums because they are on conserve. But he's getting caught up, mainly due to the damage to his car, I think. So we're going to give the order here. Don't fight your teammate. You do not have a car that's worthy of holding him up right now due to damage. And of course, the fact that you're running a slower strategy on a far more worn tire. And you're not even pushing it as hard as he is. So let's get you onto the medium now. Onto your next lap here. There we are. And it will push him pretty far down the pecking order here. We could have tried and, you know, hung it out, try and wait for a safety car. But I don't think that would happen. Sorry. And in terms of making these mediums last, on standard, they will just barely last to the end. So we're going to have to gamble on that. And again, yeah, we're going to try and have Duan push and gain a gap here to hopefully at least 5th place. Because we kind of have to. In terms of time, Duan is doing 8/10. Well, 1.7, 1.2 seconds faster than 2nd and 3rd. And due to pitting now, Piastri is actually making his way up the grid again. So, seems like there are a lot of others that are doing 2-stoppers here. But Piastri might be good just purely based on that. We're going to run light for a little bit here, just to save some fuel. Sorry, some tire. And we could also tune up the fuel usage if we need to. Currently, Duan is looking good. He'll come out 3rd if he pits. And on fresh tire, should be able to hunt down the opposition here. Now, do we want to go soft or do we want to go medium? Now, medium, we should be able to happily push it to the end. Might as well just do it right now and go for the overtake. And even with soft, we should be able to do the same. So I'm thinking we go on to soft here. And then we push those towards the end. We're going to come out in 3rd, which is acceptable. And then we can just, you know, try and make something work. Now, the lap time is supposed to be 3 seconds slower with this tire. But I sincerely doubt that. If it's that harsh, then,
And there's
well,
an overtake from Williams.
I'm going to be a bit annoyed, really. 3 seconds off Leclerc and Verstappen. Could probably have pushed and gained a gap bigger than that, but I think we'll be able to catch up and overtake. Piastri is still doing well. He's saving a bit of tire life, as I planned for. But we can go standard now. We can also push a little bit of fuel here. And hopefully catch up to Sainz. Make something work there. Duan has already overtaken Leclerc and Verstappen. And never mind, Piastri just had another spinner. Luckily no damage though, and
let's take a look at
let's see when he comes back on track.
See the Williams here. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
A bit of a worse one.
The car's just gone.
But yeah, Piastri's currently having a pretty bad race here.
Set them back too badly.
And well, not much I can do about that, or anyone really. Damaged car has hurt him, but also the several spins, the several safety car. 5 laps. I don't think there's any point in pitting, because I don't think we'll be able to make anything work if we pit. But a lot of people are now out, Gasly and Ocon as well there. I guess they crashed into each other.
Here's the replay. Now have a watch of this. Looks like Ocon. That's the contact there. Oh, there's chaos on the track.
That's a proper punting. Like he gained speed, and not a little, a lot. But yeah, the crash, everything here seems to be
Safety car in this lap, so just prepare for restart.
to be a bit well, brutal, if you will. Now Duan here is gonna have to go attack, gonna go push and just deploy. We just want to get a gap here. Piastri is going to be allowed to use overtake, but I don't think going any higher on the tire usage will benefit us, because we'll probably end up running low, if you will. And that would be a problem, really. Piastri is up into 5th though. Can he get signs there? Last lap.
And this will be the last lap coming up.
As you can see here, we might as well just go attack with what we have left.
DRS
Doesn't
is
really
available.
matter. Final lap of the race of the season, 1st and 5th. Kind of a good comeback from Piastri considering he crashed, spun, ran wide, and generally just had a lot of bad things happen to him. Ferrari with 2nd and 4th will be very happy. Red Bull with 3rd and 8th will be happy, but I guess slightly disappointed for Norris' sake. But still a good result for them. Alpine in 6th here, well they will be very happy with that. And Magnussen, 7th place for Alpha. And Schumacher 9th. Alpha, I think, will be happy with that. Now, here's the thing. There's double points for the last race of the season, which I forgot about. I just realized now. This could cause some problems in the pecking order. Let's have a look. Drivers' Championship. Verstappen takes 3rd. Piastri wins with exactly a 100-point lead. Verstappen 3rd. Overtakes Sainz, who's 4th. Leclerc overtakes Russell into 5th. Russell 6th. And Ricciardo overtakes Bottas and Perez down into 11th. But other than that, no changes in top 10. 2 of them basically. Verstappen and Sainz. Leclerc and Russell. In Constructors, we have no changes here. Ferrari certifies the lead. Mercedes having a bad ending there could really have cost them, but double point didn't really play out too harshly. Alpha gets 6th, Alpine 5th. In general, a good season, all things considered. Development-wise, we didn't have too much of a progress, but still good. Don't get me wrong. And yeah, it was a good season, all things considered, that we did last year first. We have a little bit extra payouts here due to, you know, the finish position streak. Couldn't do anything about it though. Well, couldn't do anything more because we're done with the season, so it's got stuck at 2. But I'm fairly happy with how it went, honestly. In terms of consistency stat here, accuracy for Piastri, and for doing a point in braking. We might get the reactions level up before he leaves, but we'll have to see. That's, again, 2 weeks left of his contract. Now, let's have a look at what the board says here at the end of the season. Board review, they have high confidence. I would hope so. He actually gives us a thank you for the Drivers' Championship. We can no longer design car parts or manufacture them. Raka gives us a congratulations. Piastri wins the Drivers' Championship. They over the moon. And in general, it went pretty well here. We had almost twice as the points of 2nd place, even doing a last to first challenge. And both our drivers won 2 in the championship. It's basically all we could have hoped for. Ferrari 2nd, Red Bull 3rd, Mercedes 4th, 5th, 6th goes to Alpine and Alfa Romeo. And Aston Martin's actually overtaken Haas here, so Haas has had a fall from grace, which is kind of disappointing, really, because they had potential. But then Magnussen went to Alfa Romeo. I guess is the takeaway from that. Now, our board performance review, I assume would be good here. Drivers' Champion for Piastri. Constructors' Champion for our team. And they're happy with basically us reaching our targets first in everything. And we have maintained our maximum team rating. We're actually above it, 1087. So we have improved slightly from last year. And once again, the board celebrates with 1.5 million handing over to us. Now, I probably won't be using any of these scoutings. I started them before the season end, so it's just how things are. In terms of our pit crew performance here, we are losing a little bit from front and rear jacks, as you can see, but we are getting pretty much up there. I kind of forgot to change it to car release, so we're going to do that right away. But I feel like pit crew has done a decent job this season, and we'll try and boost car release over the course of the next one. See if we can get it up there. Now, we will try and get some more research done for the end. We have a little bit more money to play with. Not a lot, mind you, but a little bit. And front wing will not happen. So we'll try and get a chassis in, because it's the one that takes the longer of the 2, I believe. Suspension should just be 25, chassis should be 30. So yeah, we're going to get a chassis in here, and hopefully also suspension by the end of this year. Put in... Let's be honest here, we can't actually do anything else in terms of our engineers. So if you can't get another project in, the best thing to do is to make the project take as long as possible. Because even though you'll get less let me put it this way. If you run 2 projects, it's better to not waste time. Even if I get less daily, by making the project take longer, I'm going to get more because I can't start another project, if that makes sense. So if you can't start another project before the end of the year, try and finish on, you know, December 30 or 31st. I can't remember how many days it's in December, but as late as possible if you, again, can't get another project started afterwards, because it'll give you more expertise overall. So Pocher has some development points for 1 in control, and then we can start working on pace again. Bring him up to 85. Very good. And our tour center is in poor condition. We will refurbish. And Maria Silva has told us about the driver changes. The Astra is secured. Position will be vacant because, again, we're letting do and go. I kind of don't want to, but at the same time, I can't just say no now. And apparently I've lost something down here. There we are. The regulation changes. So again, it's going to be very few points up to play with as well. And that's going to make that season a bit more interesting, potentially. Sidepods research completed. I don't think we'll be able to start another one for shares performance. But we will try here. In terms of sidepods, do this. How far are we off? 9 days. Yeah, I don't think that's doable, even if you put everything to the middle. Doable if we do this. So it'll still be a boost to the sidepods, which harm the most. But before I do that, I want to have a quick look and see, will we be able to do a suspension? Because I think just doing a suspension then is probably more beneficial than not being able to do the other one. So let's check the projects here. We will not be able to do a suspension. So let's just do a suspension, try and get everything into the maximums, and then we'll have to just massively focus on the sidepods next season. We'll have to see just where we end up in terms of gains and losses, if you will. So here you can see we can make a suspension with everything. So I'm gonna gamble on that being good or better than doing the sidepods, but we'll be intense designing a lot of sidepods next season is basically what I'm understanding here. Call center has been refurbished. Also, let's have a quick look at facilities here. And name the wind tunnel. It will need refurbishment soon. But as you can see, I'm not allowed to actually pre-refurbish it. So I wanted to actually check it out if I could. And we have 2 more coming up here very soon. Facility refurbishments completed. And our car park test center too. Very good. We have unused scouts, but I can live with just having them sitting on their behinds, if you will. And I have one more thing that I want to do. Do we have any region drivers, or will they show up next season? By the looks of this, it will be next season. And that should be good, really. We should be okay with that. I feel like this is just like tick-tock, tick-tock. Ramming research completed. Idle engineers. Well, I don't have anything. I can't do anything about that because those idle engineers aren't allowed to work on anything, you know? Go spend the last couple of days before the New Year's with your family, I guess. Underflow research completed too, so we'll have to see where we will be standing next year in terms of, you know, gains and losses. Chassis completed and suspension completed. Very good. Let's also get the helipad refurbished, although honestly I should probably just wait until, you know, the first race next season to do this, but I will probably forget. So let's just get it done with. We have the money, not a big concern, and we have an urgent car to wait and see, and we need to make a contract offer or we won't be able to continue the season. Why am I not allowed to do that? Oh, we have regens. Interesting. And Keith Capitr, Lars Toft. Sounds like a Scandinavian. Alessandra Grasso. Winder. Keith. Heather. Honestly, out of these, we'd probably take Keith, but I thought it said that I did wanted to try and get a female driver, so I'm thinking that we get this one. Highest overall, but still just 2 points, but still highest overall. And I'm actually allowed to propose a contract. Can't propose a contract here either, so I'm probably gonna have to get a 19-year-old then. Nope, not allowed. That is a bit concerning. Why have regions if I can't propose them contracts? Okay, can I filter? There needs to be a filter here that is can actually propose contract to, because we need that one. Okay, and they need to start regenerating people at 16 if they want to do things like this, because I can't actually sign anyone here. That's probably why they got Hajar. I can sign Stanek. Yeah, let's have a look at who is our free agents here and just grab someone up based on that, because this is kind of punishing to me. Verstappen is a free agent. That could be fun. Verstappen versus Piastri. Sainz and Leclerc are both free agents. Bottas is a free agent. Ricciardo, Guan Yu Zhou. Ewan, of course. Giovinazzi, Stroll. Sargent. Behrman, are you... He's actually available. Honestly, what I'm thinking is probably we put him in the second car, because currently I'm not really allowed to sign anyone. Again, cannot propose contract. And I don't know if this is just me being unlucky and not getting any, drivers that have done that. But as you can see, even 20 years olds, 21-year-olds, I'm not allowed to sign them. So I guess the rating is actually both their, benefit, but also their doom. Can't sign. Diamond can't. So yeah, even at, let's see, at 21, you can get Rice if you wanted to. But in that case, I think we're just gonna promote Pusher, pick up Behrman, and be happy with that. But here's the thing, if I promote Pusher right now, I'm gonna lose a year of contract. So it's a bit of a weird one. I'm thinking that I need to hire a replacement before the next race weekend, but here's the thing. You're forcing me to do it right now. I want to wait for the year to turn, so what I'm thinking is, we pick one at random. Someone that will get a... Let's see, do we have an old one? Really? Nope. Nope. Looking at this guy. I'm gonna give him in car 2 a 1-season contract. I'm curious. This should... No, it shouldn't take a year off since the season is done, technically. Let's go ahead and promote... Let's see, if Pusher has 1 year left. Let's try and promote Pusher and just see if his... If he loses a year. If he does, it's not a big deal. I'm going to be playing too long now I think about it, so... Considering how much we gave Piastri, let's try and give him 15 million. Again, I'm sorry there's so much back and forth here. I had an idea to... I had a fun idea, but the game just up and said no. What we could do is actually pick up Duan again and try and put him in a reserve position, but I would be really happy if another team picks him up instead, so... I'm not going to do that. Let's try 50 million. We're going to give him 2 million. As we did Piastri. And we're going to see here if he agrees to that. So yeah. Sorry for so much cluster right now trying to get this this negotiation done. But it's a bit disappointing really. I understand why that rule is there. But if none of the drivers that are young come up to the system, it's going to have F2, F3 experience according to the game, then... there's no point having regens really. Then you need to have your own driver academy, so I can say, oh, we found this guy at 15, 16, 17, and we put him through, well, the feeder series in F2, F3. Let's try and see how Porsche feels about this. He's actually very happy. I might have paid him a bit too much then, but we'll give him it. We'll give him it. It's fine. And there we go. Porsche now is one of our drivers. And again, we just need to upgrade this pace stat. He has a lot of smoothness, which could potentially open us up to, you know, different strategies, but still a good one. We still need to get a reserve driver. I'm thinking again, we'll just go Behrman, because I couldn't find anyone else that, you know, could fill the slot really. And Behrman is a talent that I'd like to experiment with. So we're going to put 5 seasons. We're going to get reserve. We're going to pay him, I guess, $500,000 a year. We're going to be cheap. And let's see, how do you feel about this contract? Very happy. So let's hire him. Go. Behrman has been hired as a reserve. And of course, again, it's annoying. It could also just be because the year hasn't picked over that they don't count. So I'll have a look at the next season. And if we can pick up someone else, we might. But we'll give this a go for next season regulations. But as you can see, they have the full 5 years according to this, so I guess the season technically ends in November. And, well, that would be good if it did. So I have learned my lesson there. But these games are usually kind of wonky with that, so it's hard to just guess your way forwards. Now, thank you for following this series so far. It's been a lot of fun. I have enjoyed playing this a lot. As I said, we will most likely be doing a 6th season here, just purely due to the harsh regulation changes. And it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. We did very good now on our, well, last to first full season challenge. Not that different from a regular season, all things considered. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. And I hope you've enjoyed the series as well. And hopefully we will get the update later today. Currently it's 8 in the morning. And hopefully I can get everything edited and uploaded in time for the next 1.7 really. Currently I believe Aston Martin is winning out, but the second I find the update, or see the update, I will be starting a game. So we'll have to see. McLaren, Aston Martin, there's 1 percentage point between them. If you haven't voted yet and want to, go ahead and do so. It's still on my page, and voting will be open until, you know, the season starts, or I start my game in 1.7 and realize, you know, the new update is out. So keep that in mind. Again, thank you very much for following the series. I appreciate it a lot. I hope you've enjoyed, and I do hope to see you around next time. Bye bye.